Hello and welcome to day 9 of 100 Days of VBA. Now, yesterday we looked at some mathematical functions. Today we're going to look at some text functions. So I've got the same sort of setup as I had yesterday. I've got my function, my two variables, input and result. We're fetching the input from the sheet. We're going to do something to that input, and then we're going to write it back to the sheet in the row below. Now, the first text function we're going to use is a very simple one. It's just the length function. So again, very similar to the one you see in Excel. It's len, and then in the brackets, the text that you want to know how many characters it has. And there we go. This is some test text, has 22 characters, and that will include spaces as well. So that's length, very simple. Just len, open and close brackets. The next one we're going to look at is LCase. So again, very similar to Excel equals lower, so just lowercase. So we're going to convert our whole string into lowercase. There we go. So this is some text. You only had one capital letter in there, so maybe let's make a bit more of an example. So let's put is, and then make the last letter there a capital as well. And there you go, it's still the same. So if I clear that and run it again, there you go. You've converted all of our uppercase characters to lowercase ones. And it goes the other way as well. So if we UCase instead of LCase, then the whole thing is just raised into uppercase. Now, what if you like nice title case? So I use this a lot. So for that one, instead of uppercase or lowercase, we have the StrConv function. So this is string conversion. So the first thing we're going to give it is our string. We want to convert our text value. And then we're going to give it one of these values. So you can see here we've got a load of different ones. So you can see we've got uppercase and lowercase as we used before. Or the one I'm going to show you is proper case. So we're going to select proper case, and then we're going to run it. And there you go, you can see we've just capitalized the first letter of every word. Now, that's a super useful one if you want to convert some text to a heading or something like that. It's a conversion that I do use a lot and I do like using. So StrConv, StrConv, our input, and then VB proper case. Now the next one is not one you might use as often, but also always good to know, and that's reverse. So it's going to be the same sort of setup, str, and then reverse. And there we go. We've just reversed our text. And then if we copy and paste that up, then we can reverse it back again. And there you go. So you can see that's very simple, just reverse the values. Now the last one is a really useful one if you're dealing with user input, and that is the set of trim functions. So we're going to start with just normal trim, and then input value. Now what trim does is removes any extra white space. So I'm going to realign this to the end so you can see it a bit clearer. There we go. And I'm going to put some extra spaces at the start, say text value, and then some extra spaces at the end. And if there you go, so you can see we've got spaces at the start and spaces at the end after our full stop. Now if I run trim, then you can see if we go into this value, there's no more spaces at the end or at the start. We've removed all that extra white space. And that's a really useful one if you're having user input. People tend to put extra spaces in things, you can't see them, it's hard to see them, especially if you're looking along a big spreadsheet. So that's a really useful one to have. And as well as just normal trim, you can have just L or R trim. So in this case, we're going to just trim the space on the end. So you can see here, we've left the space on the beginning on the left, but there is no space now on the right. And same if you do LTrim. So this time all the space on the left is going to be gone, but all the space on the right is still there. So there you go, you can have RTrim, LTrim, or just trim, which removes both sides. So there you go, that's some string functions. We'll do a few more tomorrow.